All right, welcome back. Part two. We're back in the shop. All right, so we finally finished putting a bunch of layers of paint on this. You can see there's a bunch of overspray now. So like I explained to you guys in the first video, we did the cutting, we did the trimming, we did the mounting of it, prepping it, getting ready to go to what we see right here. All right. So with this paint job, we did something a little bit on the darker side, which is great. As you can tell, this is what it's going to look like. In the last video, you guys obviously saw when this was clear. All right. Just to reiterate what we were talking about. All right. The coats need to be spread out evenly. Okay. Now, first coat being the lightest, second around the same, just slightly off. And then the third and fourth coat, you can go a little bit heavier. Again, not so much that it's going to run. Okay. That being said, we want to get now to the details. The beauty of paint jobs is getting more of a detailed, realistic look. It's what you want, all right? So most people, they would be satisfied with this. Take it off, take the decals, right, and put them on, and you got yourself a paint job. But for me, I like seeing a little bit more to it. So now what we're gonna do is what I'm gonna show you is the adding of that. So on the windows, usually the older trucks really didn't have window trim, but we're gonna add it anyway because it adds a nice detail. So you obviously see a newer truck, it's got black window trim around it. Same thing with the windows. The front grille, we're gonna actually black it out. I wanna add detail to it. We're actually gonna make this two-tone. We're gonna make the top part black, okay? Same thing with the rear bed. I want the bed black and a couple little things here and there to make it obviously what I wanted to. So on top of it being black, we're also gonna make it matte black, which is really cool. A lot of people always ask me, how do you get matte black if you paint it from the inside? Well, matte black is actually painted on the outside. That's how you get the window trims and everything else to kind of line up. So what you want to do, now remember, there is a plastic film on the outside of this, okay? So it's kind of like taping off the entire body, and what you have left is, you know, your blank canvas. So you can cut out whatever you want. So we'll start with the windows, for example. So what I want to do is I want to cut an inside square. Okay, so we're gonna do that first. We're just gonna take, and remember, every time you do a project, start with a new blade. The blades are cheap enough that you can buy 100 for like 10 bucks. You can find them on eBay that cheap. You should be changing out the blades because every so often they get dull, they don't cut, and then it makes your job a little bit harder to do. Okay, just take your time with this. It's very easy for the blade just to kind of take off on you, and you're trying to do it fast. But just do it slow so that you don't mess up. Again. We're gonna come down. Move the whole body. You don't need to just kind of do it in one shot. Move it all around so you can get a better, idea of how to do it. Now, once you cut out, again, just follow the line, the white line. Just make a box inside of it. Same thing on this piece. Now what you're going to do is you're going to cut the outside. Okay. The idea is to actually give it the look of window trim. And obviously window trim isn't glossy, so that's why we need to also make it matte. Okay. Now, I did the trim on the outside, so when you peel it, you're gonna take the edge of the blade. Okay. And this is why a new blade is helpful, because it'll be easier to kind of pick it up. Kind of like to just stab it a little bit to kind of get underneath it. And then when you pull out, you're left with something like that. Cool. So that being said, I'm gonna cut out the rest of everything else. and we'll be right back and we'll show you guys the next step. All right, so now that we're done, we've cut out all the pieces again with a brand new hobby knife. You're gonna have a bunch of pieces like this laying around after you're done. So you can see, obviously that's peeled off and this is not, so everything that's not peeled off, front grille, we're even doing the side steps in black. We're gonna do the back in black, all the window trim. Now the first step is going to be the black, okay? It's obviously gonna be shiny black, which is okay, because again, we're going to make it matte. First step, you wanna do this usually in probably 2 coats, 3 depending, but mostly 2 coats, it usually works out perfectly fine. Same thing like you did on the inside, you're going to want to just spray it very lightly, okay? You don't want to go too heavy because what happens is, especially on such a smooth surface, it tends to like to clump up, all right? So you want to just do a light coat all over wherever the shiny pieces that you had, light coats, okay? This is also a time where if you have any rips in the plastic, okay, that you don't want painted black, take a piece of tape, okay, and take it off. Sometimes from the transportation of bodies and stuff like that, little pieces of the protective clear coat actually comes off. So sometimes you have to just kind of tape it off. After that, you are going to then mat it, okay? So there's 2 types of paint that you're going to use for this. First one is going to be Tamiya Black. Second one is going to be Tamiya Flat Clear, which is PS55, PS5 for you guys that don't know. These are the 2 things that we're going to use to add the details. You will see that once this is done, how much better the body looks, especially with some more detail. Let's go throw a coat on. I'll be back after we finish everything up so you guys can obviously see the final product. Cool? See you guys in a bit. All right, so we're back from the paint booth and we're done. Check it out. It's a little hard to tell that it's matte, but it's because I have 40 lights in here, so it's kind of bright. Once I peel off the rest of this, you will be able to tell that it's actually matte. Really cool. Really excited to actually peel it. This is actually the most fulfilling part of actually painting bodies. The final peel of all of this makes it all worth it. And this wasn't even that hard of a paint job. There is ones out there that are way more intricate and obviously bit of a pain to do. Like, for example, I've done a lot of camel paint jobs. We've done, for example, the Ken Block edition. That was a lot of fun once it was done. But before that, it was, you have no idea, all those little thunderbolts that you see in the paint, that was definitely tough. Cool. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's unveil this. I like to kind of do the inside first, meaning I like to take the window decals out so that the final pieces, once I peel it off, it actually gives me the full effect. So we'll take all these off. All right. Pretty simple. All right, so we've peeled the rest of this off. Obviously, you see all the windows are now clear. You can kind of see what I was talking about with the window trim. If you kind of look in there, let's see if I give you you see that? It looks like actual window trim. So here is the moment of truth. The most fun part about doing all of this, which is the final unveiling of the actual, let's see. Peeling also is not a fun thing to do, especially once you put this matte. All these little pieces of the matte come off. It's kind of annoying sometimes because then it gets all over and then I gotta wipe it down with a rag. But you gotta take the good with the bad, right? So, come on. I said, take the good with the bad. This is what I'm talking about. Look, it sticks to your hand. All right. I'm sure you guys probably don't want to watch this, but it's so that you guys can get an idea of what this is actually like. Alright. We're almost there. Of course, somebody's peels off a lot easier than this. Kind of have to blow it off. It's a bit of annoying. But in the end, you got a beautiful product like that. All right, so check it out. So you can honestly see, again, kind of hard to tell that it's matte up there, but it is. Let's see if I can bring it back farther. Nah, it really doesn't make a difference. It's just so bright in here that it doesn't even look matte. But once I get some good pictures of it, you guys will see. Here's the window trims up close. Really nice. Actually, up close, you can kind of see it a lot better. Front, you can tell the shininess here and it's matte here. Same thing with the trunk. And we did it all around. Oh, there's this little piece left back here. All right, we're going to now add the decals, the last part of it. If you guys have any questions about any of this that you guys have seen so far, obviously part 1 was the prepping of it. Part 2 was obviously painting it, doing the details. If you have any questions about this, just let me know. Obviously comment below and I will try to obviously answer you guys back. Cool? All right, let's get this decaled up and get it mounted up on a truck, see what it looks like. Cool? All right, so we got it all decaled up. We added a couple little pieces here. We obviously added the front. Looks pretty cool, obviously, real aggressive with the blacked out front grille. Very small little minor details. You see the Ford up on the symbol there. Now, those are pretty simple to obviously apply. All you gotta do is just cut them out, put them on. Nothing too crazy. Obviously, it's very tedious work. It just kind of can get annoying sometimes, but hey, you got to do it, right? Now, I'm going to give you guys a little tip when I'm applying decals. So for example, this long straight one, it's obviously very hard to line it up and get it to go on straight. So one of my things that I do, and this has to do with a lot of, especially some of the bigger decals, for example, on like a 5th scale or a 1/4 scale, one of these big cars where you got this huge decal and you're like, holy cow. Obviously, every little movement will change how it looks on the car. So what I like to do is I like to just peel a little bit of the decal off, right? And I will bend it. Okay, you see that? All right, so you guys can get an idea. I kind of just bend off the back tab off of it. Then what I like to do is I like to put it on here. Now with the back tab being bent open, it kind of doesn't let the sticker fall onto the actual back panel, so you can move it around. So once you have it where you want it straight and centered, you kind of hold it with both thumbs. Then what you want to do is you want to take that last thumb and slide it across. Okay, just like that. Then the rest is history. You kind of let the other piece fall over. You see like that, like a tab. And then you let it slide out. You apply it as you peel it. and boom, you got yourself a straight, even decal. All right, guys, so the last part will just to kind of mount it on a car. Obviously, the customer's car is not here, so I can't show you what it would look like with like some cool on-road tires, because I think that's what it would look cool with. But we're gonna take the old e-Regal that we had here, and we're gonna mount it, and we're gonna see how it looks. Really cool. All right, check it out, guys. Looks really cool. Really aggressive, really dark looking. I like it. Kind of lift it up for you guys so you guys can see it. All right, plenty of ground clearance all around. All right, guys. Well, that is the end of the tutorial. Nothing else to really say. If you guys have any questions that you would like to ask about the painting of the body or any of the detail stuff, just drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I will have more advanced tutorials coming soon. The next time I have a big paint job that I have to do, I will show you guys how to do those. And till then, we'll check you guys out later. See you guys soon.